From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., this is Lexington Blue Sox Baseball on the Blue Sox Baseball Network here on YouTube. Tonight it's the Blue Sox and their longtime arch rivals, the Andre Chiefs, in the first of 5 meetings this season. The Chiefs entering play tonight at the top of the ICL at 5-1, the Blue Sox at 2-1. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Chiefs coming off a huge 7-2 win over the Expos last night, their 4th consecutive win, and handing the Expos their first L of the season. Blue Sox also taking their first loss of the season. Their last time out was against the Lexington Bulldogs. The Bulldogs scoring the eventual winning run in the bottom of the 6th, an unearned run thanks to 3 errors that allowed that run to score, breaking a 2-2 deadlock. Blue Sox will hope to get back in the win column tonight against their Longals at the turn of the decade with Blue Sox, the Chiefs meeting in 6 consecutive Intercity League Championship Series in 7 of 8, dating back, winning the Championship Series in 5 of those 7 meetings. Starting lineup for the Chiefs will be in the maroon jerseys with Chiefs across the front in white script and white pants and the red caps with a white old school C, Cincinnati Red, Chicago Bears, whatever you want to call it, C. On the cap, it's going to be Juan Parr leading off in right field, followed by Nate Witkowski at short. Andrew Caulfield is a DH. Ryan Noon is behind the plate. John Batista is in the left. Luis Tejada is at first. Chris Klein is at third. Jonathan Rodriguez is at second. And it'll be Nick Valdario in center. Christian Rosati gets the start on the mound for the Chiefs. Rosati making his 2nd appearance of the season, last pitched on June 5th against the Expos. Went an inning and a third, allowed 2 hits, 3 earned runs with 2 walks, no strikeouts, and surrendered 2 home runs. No Teddy in Aruba. How you doing? Say hi in the chat if you're watching, buddy, and hope you're having a good time. You and Meredith and TJ and having a good time out there. And here's the starting line for the Blue Sox. And it'll be in the navy and red Pete Frady special jerseys with white and blue caps. Ernie Little leading it off at second base, followed by Anderson Jimenez at short. Julian Alvarez coming off that big, long, hard-hit home run in the humid air and rain on Tuesday night in right. DJ Johnson's the DH. Austin Mazel's in center. Pat Casserly is at first. Dom Zayers in left. Craig Corliss is the catcher. Brian Acosta is the EH, and Dylan Walsh rounds out the lineup at third. Eric Lopes getting the start on the mound tonight for the Blue Sox. Lopes making his 3rd appearance of the season, pitched in each of the first 2 games of the regular season for the Blue Sox. Went an inning against the Bulldogs on opening night. Allowed 1 walk, but 3 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, but no runs and no hits. And on the 6th against Malden, 2 innings, 1. He played with an ERA of 2.33, 2 strikeouts per inning, a whip of 1.3 repeating. Anthony Perry and Rick DeAngelo's going over the ground rules, and they just finished that and just about ready for some baseball. Game last night between the Blue Sox and the Mad Dogs here at LA Trust was rained out before the game started. Happy about that. And no rain in the forecast tonight. Still a little humid, but not oppressively so. Overcast. We'll see. The offenses will take advantage of the drier conditions, slightly drier, tonight. 73 degrees as we're about to hit first pitch. Humidity at 61%. Mostly, partly cloudy, mostly clear, whatever you want to call it. Winds out of the west of 4 miles an hour, gusting to 9 miles an hour. Again, the 61% humidity. We'll see if that breaks a little bit as we continue, as the Blue Sox take the field. It's against Eric Lopes, getting the start tonight for the Blue Sox. Lopes last year, 4 third innings, 185 ERA, 4 hits, 6 runs, 3 of which earned, walked 10, struck out 19, hit 2 batters. Did not face the Chiefs last season, did Lopes. 4 of his 7 appearances, Lopes, in 2022, were against the Melrose Americans. Two of them against the Sabertooth Expos, then the Middlesex Expos, and 1 against. Start slightly behind schedule, but again with the that'll won't matter too much. Hi Katrina, hi Tina, I love you. Yeah, Mrs. Wojtik, if you're watching, that is Katrina. Mrs. Wojtik, say hi to Katrina in the chat. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have much. We don't have any music going on in the background, but hopefully the Blue Sox play tonight, or this game tonight will be entertaining enough. Also, don't want to get copyright struck by YouTube or whatever. All right, Juan Parra, the right fielder, ready to settle in the batter's box. We are ready for some baseball. Parra, speedster for the Chiefs, entering play, batting 5. His slash line is 500, 611, 714. 1 homer, 4 RBIs, 4 walks, only 3 strikeouts, and 1 of 1 in stolen bases. Lopes fires the first pitch at 8:02. Down the pipe for strike 1. We're underway. So Parra, Witkowski, and Caulfield due up here in the top of the first. For the Andre Chiefs, so 1 slipped out of Lopes' hand a little bit early there, and the count will be 1-1. The Chiefs, again, winners of 4 consecutive, 5-1. Even with the Expos and the Blue Sox in the loss column, but with 1 more win than the Expos and 3 more than the Blue Sox, as it's 2-1 now to Parra. Chiefs have been getting it done on both sides of the ball. Their offense is what's really been carrying them. That's fouled off to make it 2-2. They are the only team in the ICL entering play batting over 300 as a team at 325. The next closest, the leadoff hitter for the Chiefs, and time called by Parra before Lopes can come set. Chiefs have also stolen 8 bases in 9 attempts as a team. They have 3 home runs. As that is up and in, and it'll be a full count to Parra. So tops in slugging percentage, batting average, on base percentage, OPS. Offense is great for the Chiefs. That's fouled off. Wouldn't expect anything less from the Chiefs, though, over the years. They're middle of the road in terms of ERA, but not bad at 367. The Expos at 206, leading the league in that category as a team. On the inside corner, strike 3 called, and a big out to begin the ball game there, as you want to keep Parra's wheels off the bases early. So 1 up, 1 down, and here's the shortstop, Nate Witkowski. Witkowski entering play, slashing 231, 353, 308, 1 double, 3 ribbies, 3 walks to 4 strikeouts. And he takes in the dirt for ball 1. Last time out against the Expos, Nate was 1 for 2 with a run scored, A double and a walk, and he lines this one down the left field line for a base hit. Unable to get that. Was Walsh picked up in left, and a one-out single for Nate Witkowski. And he's now got a 3-game hitting streak. Andrew Caulfield to the plate. Slugger, the DH for Andre, entering play, slashing 286, 348, 524. 2 doubles, 1 homer, 8 RBIs, 2 walks to 5 strikeouts. A double last night against the Expos, along with 3 RBIs, matching his season high, which he put up against the Mad Dogs back on June 1st. This is a towering pop-up behind second base, and it'll be caught by Ernie Little for a quick out number 2. So 2 down. Witkowski still at first. And Ryan Noon, the catcher. Noon fouls that one straight back. 0-1. Noon entering play, slashing 286, 333, 357. 1 double, 2 ribbies. No walks, 2 strikeouts. That's on the outside corner. 4 strike, 2, 0-2 to the Chiefs cleanup hitter. John Batista on deck if we get that far. The 0-2 from Lopes to Noon. Here it is. On the, just barely missed the outside corner. Looked good. One, two. Just outside. Definitely further outside than the last pitch, but 2-2. Witkowski anchored at first right now after the 1-out single. Up and away, and from 0-2 to 3-2, and now Witkowski will be in motion. With a dangerous hitter in Batista on deck. Outside for ball 4. So Noon picks up the 2-out walk, and we'll see if John Batista has a Batista bomb in him tonight. Hit a towering home run at Maplewood during the semifinals last year against the Expos. Batista entering play tonight, slashing 250, 471, 250. 3 hits, all of them are singles with 2 ribbies, but has drawn 5 walks to 3 strikeouts, and he takes strike 1 down the heart of the plate there. 0-1. In 14 games last season, Batista had an OPS of 1178, but he fouls that one off for strike 2. 12 hits and 33 at-bats with 11 walks to 10 strikeouts, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Oh, and he stole 2 bases. Already has 2 steals now through 5 games this season. In the postseason last year, Batista was 2 for 6 with 3 runs scored. Both of his hits were home runs. 4 ribbies, 3 walks to 1 strikeout. Comes inside, nearly gets him. The count will be 1-2. Witkowski at second, Noon at first. 1-2 the count to the Chiefs left fielder, John Batista. And time called at the very last moment by Batista. And Corliss not happy with the late time call. For Lopes, at least, he may have been thrown off by the late time call, but that pitch counted. It's 2-2, but remains 1-2. And the pitch, here it is. Well, inside anyways, 2-2. Was ahead of Noon 0-2 and then lost him. Ahead of Batista 0-2. It's now 2-2. Can he put him away here and keep Andre off the board in the home first? Visitors first, rather. Top of the first. 2-2. Down the pipe for strike 3 called. There you go. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Lopes. Both called third strikes. Side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. 2 left for Andre. Half an inning in the books. Chiefs nothing. Blue Sox coming up. Don't tell that to Aaron Judge, though. So as we go to the bottom of the first, Christian Rosati mentioned his numbers this season. Last year on the mound for the Chiefs, Rosati was 1-0 with 1 save in 5 games, 20 innings, a 2.80 ERA, 19 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which are earned, walked 14 and struck out 14. Rosati had some turns at the plate as well last year. Was 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts, plus a run scored. So we go to the bottom of the first, and here is Ernie Little to lead things off. Little enters play, slashing 286, 286, 286, 2 for 7 with 2 runs scored, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 1 steal. Ernie tries to bunt his way on, and a basket catch on a pop-up in front of the mound by the catcher, Ryan Noon, for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Anderson Jimenez. Anderson 1 for 6 on the season with a run scored, 2 ribbies, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts. 1-0 the count to Anderson. At the knees for strike 1, 1-1. Mentioned no Teddy Juba tonight for the Chiefs. If he was, well, that's on the inside corner, strike 2. If he was available tonight, we would be seeing the top 2 hitters in the ICL duking it out tonight, as Teddy leads the ICL in batting average, and behind him, just behind him, is the man on deck, Julian Alvarez, and he's going to bat with Anderson Jimenez on first, beating out that infield single. Slow roller to the right side, and good effort by the pitcher Rosati and the first baseman Tejada, but Anderson beats it out. And now Jules coming off that mammoth home run in the fog and the rain and everything the other night, Tuesday night, to deep center that tied the game at 2 for the Blue Sox. And then entering play, batting 556. His OPS is 1711. 2 doubles and 1 homer, counting for 3 of his 5 hits, as that is low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Again, Jimenez at first after the infield single. Inside, it's 2-0. Blue Sox had a couple of runners caught stealing Tuesday night. Anderson was one of them, and you wonder how much the wet dirt might have slowed down the runners, if that would have affected it, but can't worry about that now. 2-1 the count with a called strike on the inside corner to Jules. Anderson getting his lead at first, as this is a foul ball. Alvarez pulling that a bit too much, and the count evens at 2. So the Blue Sox get their first hit of the ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the first, and open a score here with Alvarez on a 2-2 count. Rosati delivers, fouls that the other way. Still 2-2. DJ Johnson is on deck. Inside, full count. Wouldn't be surprised to see Anderson run here. He does not go, and that is just high for ball 4. First and second, 1 out for DJ Johnson. Still got his Tampa Bay Rays socks. Alvarez drawing his second walk of the season, as it's a slow grounder to second. They'll apply the tag to Jules, and then the shovel to first, but he's safe. So Alvarez is out on the 4 unassisted fielder's choice, but DJ reaches. Close play there. Right move by the second baseman, Rodriguez. This momentum was carrying him towards Julian, and he hadn't gotten past him yet, so get the tag there, and you might get a double play too, but unfortunately he didn't, and then Austin Maisel fouls that one off for strike 1. Might have taken a chunk out of someone's car behind us on Worthen Road. 0-1 now, as Jimenez is at third, Johnson at first. Maisel takes outside, ball 1. Maisel slashing 375, 400, 375 on the season. As Johnson runs with the pitch, it's a foul ball over towards the Blue Sox dugout, and drops behind Ryan Noon, as he was right in front of the fence and thought he had it, but was behind him. It's just a strike now, and it'll be 1-2. Rosati delivers upstairs. Count is even at 2 with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the first. Looking for our first run of the ball game. Fouled into the screen. Still 2-2. Pat Casserly on deck. Maisel has had a pretty good season in 2015 with the Melrose Americans, although it was not enough to qualify for the batting title. The ball gets away from Noon and in to score from third on the wild pitch is Jimenez. The Blue Sox lead 1-0. Up to second on the play. Goes Johnson. Blue Sox get that all-important first run. And that's in the dirt, and that skips away from Noon again. And ball 4, it'll get Maisel to first, but in the process, Johnson goes to third. So back-to-back wild pitches. First and third, 2 out. Here is Pat Casserly. Casserly looking for his first hit of the season, as that is up and in for ball 1. He's 0 for 3, but does have a run scored and 2 walks. Again up and in, and it's 2-0. Johnson dancing off of third, trying to induce a balk from Rosati, but that is down and away, and it is 3-0. No one warming yet for the Chiefs. Maybe a little too early, but you don't want to let things slip away against their arch rivals in the first inning. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk. Bases loaded, 2 out. So Casserly still without a hit on the season, but picks up his third walk. And here is Dom Zaire. Zaire also looking for his first hit of the season. Look at Johnson. Outside for ball 1. At least 7 consecutive balls now thrown by Rosati. There's a strike, 1-1. Again, folks, if I could control the outcome of the game from back here, they're not paying me nearly enough. 1-1 the count to Dom. 2-1. Dom doesn't have a hit, but has been hit by a pitch, so he has a OBP of 250 on the season. Grounds this one down the third base line, but it is a foul ball. Good job by DJ to stay out of the way of that one. It was picked up in foul territory by Klein. Count is 2-2. So bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 the count. You never want to miss an opportunity to put a crooked number on the opposition, especially early. Dom reaches out and fouls that one off the other way, stays alive at 2-2. Johnson at third, Maisel at second, Casserly at first. Zaire, deep to left. Gone! Grand slam! John Batista ran out of room, and instead of a Batista bomb, it's a Dom bomb to make it 5-0 here in the first. That is Dom's first career regular season home run with the Blue Sox after 3 career postseason home runs. And now Craig Corliss into right center field, and that will be tracked down by the center fielder Valdario for out number 3 to retire this. I gave that a good ride. I didn't think I was going to get out, but the Blue Sox explode for 5 runs on just 2 hits, with one of them being Dom Zayre's first career regular season home run, and it's a granny to boot. 5-0 Blue Sox after 1 complete. I mean, there's a reason there's a reason I call him Playoff Dom, and now you're seeing that power here in the regular season. So again, it's Zayre's first career regular season home run with the Blue Sox to give him a 5-0 lead after 1 inning. Now, before that home run, Zayre had 30 career regular season hits with the Blue Sox. Only 6 of them were for extra bases, and they were all doubles. 3 in 2019, 1 in 2021, and 2 last year. But here he is with his first career regular season home run. And were any of his postseason home runs a grand slam or no? So it's first career grand slam with the Blue Sox. So way to go, Dom. If we can track that ball down, save it. Yeah, exactly. So after Corliss flies out to end the first, we go to the second. Tejada, Klein, and Rodriguez due up for the Chiefs. Luis Tejada, the first baseman. Amazing how close we were to that being a scoreless inning, too, with the play at first. A little excuse me swing there, fouled off 1-1. Great effort combined by Rodriguez and Tejada to try and get Johnson, but he beat it out, and that kept the inning alive. Otherwise, it would have been the end, a 4-3 double play to end the inning, and instead, 5-0 Blue Sox. Swing and a miss, off balance there by Tejada. It's 1-2. Upstairs for ball 2 to even the count. Tejada entering play, slashing 400, 455, 400. 4 singles in 10 at-bats, 3 ribbies, 1 walk to 2 strikeouts. High and pops off of Corliss's mitt to make it a full count. So against Tejada, and then the third baseman Klein, and the second baseman Jonathan Rodriguez here in the top of the second for the Chiefs. Blue Sox leading 5-0. They are now 4 for 4 in scoring in the first inning this season. 3-2. Fouled off. It is also now the second highest scoring inning for the Blue Sox this season, behind their 7-run fifth against the Bulldogs on opening night. Fouled off again, remains 3-2. Good battle here by Tejada. You're never going to erase a 5-run deficit with one swing of the bat, so pass the baton mentality. Got to be what the Chiefs have to have here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 already for Lopes. 1 up, 1 down in the top of the second. Here is the third baseman, Chris Klein. Klein playing in his 5th game of the season. He is 0 for 5 with a walk this season. And that'll be in there for strike 1. Bruce, can I get the bug dope when you guys are done? Thanks. Fouled off. Strike 2. Oh, and 2 the count to Klein. First of 5 meetings this season between the Blue Sox and the Chiefs. Fouled off again, remains 0-2. Just missed upstairs, 1-2. Carl's trying to sell it, trying to fire down to third, but did not get the call. Lopes working from the stretch, even with the bases empty. Little dribbler in front of the plate. No, it's a foul ball. Means 1-2. Sometimes baseball can be a war of attrition, and even though the Chiefs are down 5-0, there's only 1 out here in the top of the second. They've been been making Lopes work. So there's one up and in, 2-2. So sometimes it takes getting into the bullpen to break through on offense, and Chiefs have plenty of time. Again, it's only the second. And here we go again with another 0-2 to 3-2 for Lopes. Inside for ball 4. 1 out walk. So again, Chiefs able to get guys on here early on. Just haven't been able to push anyone across yet. 36 pitches already through an inning and a third. For Lopes, here's Rodriguez, who comes up empty. 4 strike 1. Jonathan Rodriguez playing in his 4th game. He is 0 for 2 with a run scored so far. That's on the outside corner for strike 2. At the bottom of the order, you don't want to get too cute, trying to necessarily get these guys fishing. Just come after them, right? Now, go over to first, and back safely is Klein. I don't know if that's what Lopes is trying to do there, trying to get him to fish, get Klein to fish before he let him have first base, but he misses high here for ball 1. I don't know, just try fastball and blow by him. I don't know. And Rodriguez is granted time, this time before Lopes tries to come home with it. Swing and a miss. Throw back to first. Did they get him? Safe. Almost a strike him out, throw him out double play to end the inning. Instead, 2 down, and Klein able to get back. 4th strikeout for Lopes, and here is Nick Valdario. Valdario in the number 9 slot, but banked 357 on the season. 5 singles, 1 ribby, but no walks to 5 strikeouts, but with 3 stolen bases. Lopes still able to get ahead 0-1 with that foul ball, though. Valdario tied for second in the ICL in stolen bases, as that is up and in to even the count at 1. He's tied with Ian Strom of the Expos, but everyone's looking up at Joe Cacciatore of the Bulldogs with 6. For what it's worth, though, as Valdario, it's a towering pop-up into center field that's caught by Maisel. For what it's worth, though, the Blue Sox were able to prevent Cacciatore from stealing a base last time out. Cacciatore had steals in each of the Bulldogs' first 4 games this season. So nothing comes of the 1-out walk for the Chiefs. $1.50 in the books, and it's still 5-0 Blue Sox. Rosati back out there for the bottom of the second, and he will face Acosta, Walsh, and Little. 9, 10, and 1 in the Blue Sox lineup. Blue Sox picking up 5 runs in the bottom of the first on just 2 hits. Started with an infield single by Jimenez. Finished with the grand slam by Zaire. So here's Brian Acosta to lead things off in the bottom of the second for the Blue Sox. Acosta batting .200 with 1 hit and 5 at-bats, 2 runs, plus 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Low inside corner for strike 1, 0-1. Costa picking up his first hit of the season on Tuesday against the Bulldogs. As the count is 1-2. 1-1 rather. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch there by Rosati. Now it's 1-2. Dylan Walsh on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider down. Getting Acosta fishing on those last 2 strikes. First strikeout for Rosati. Here is the third baseman, Dylan Walsh. Walsh comes up empty for strike 1. Maybe Rosati's found his spot. It's low to even the count at 1. Walsh playing his 3rd game of the season. Only at bat came against Malden on the 6th, and that is a foul ball. Very close to getting down the right field line as it was Bobbled by the first baseman Tejada, but both umpires were on it. The count is 1-2. Running a little due up next, as we do have some action now in the bullpen for the Chiefs, and it looks like that hit Dylan Walsh, so he'll be aboard with one out. Lineup turns over for Ernie Little. Tried to bunt his way on to begin the bottom of the first, but just a little pop-up in front of the catcher was hauled in by Ryan Noon. Ernie takes ball 1-0. Getting his lead at first is Walsh. Little flare into right center field, and that will get down and past Juan Parra and the center fielder, Valdario. And Rick DeAngelo's going to put the stop sign on Walsh at third. So it's a double for Little, second and third, one out. With the speed in that part of the outfield, both Valdario and Parra, it was Valdario's ball was closer to him, but you wouldn't be surprised if he could run that down, but he didn't. Now it's second and third for Jimenez. Singled his first time up and then came around to score the game's first run on a wild pitch. 1-0 the count. Corner infielders in. On the inside corner, 1-1. Good to see Josue Feliciano. How's it going, man? My other headset's in the car. Grounder to the left side. It's going to be handled in the hole. Throw to first, not going to be nearly in time. Another single for Jimenez. RBI as Walsh comes in. Holding at second is Little. It is 6-0. Good job over at first by Tejada to keep the ball in front of him and not go out of play to let the runners advance. Alvarez walked his last time up. He drives this one deep to left. Batista doesn't even move. 3-run piece, 9-0. Where's the humidor? Julian Alvarez now has 14 home runs with the Blue Sox. He is tied with Danny Graham for the most in Blue Sox history since 2006. And he's got plenty of time to pass him. Danny, you watching? You want to come down? You able to get down here in time? You might be able to see number 15. 9-0 as the Chiefs make a pitching change. So Alvarez, again, 14th career home run with the Blue Sox, tying in with Dan Graham for the most for the Blue Sox since 2006. Home runs now in back-to-back games. Now he's got 7 RBIs. Diego Bravo, the new pitcher for the Chiefs. The Blue Sox lead 9-0 with one out in the bottom of the second, and that is up and in for ball one to DJ Johnson. Two and 0. Three and 0 to Johnson. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored last time up. Four-pitch walk for DJ. For Bravo, this is his fourth pitching appearance of the season. He's thrown an inning in each of his first three. Against the Expos on the 5th, 1 inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. That's upstairs, and Austin Maisel bends out of the way of that one. 1-0. Last night, Diego had a scoreless inning with 2 walks and 1 strikeout as Maisel flares this one into right field for a base hit. Johnson's going to try to go to third. He will slide in there safely, and now Maisel thought about going to second on the throw, but instead gets back to first. I mean, in a closer game later in the game, you probably hold DJ at second there, but why not see what he's got, in a situation like this. Taken down the pipe for strike 1 to Pat Casserly. One and one. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Casserly walked and scored on Zares Granny. His first time up. Grounder to the right side. Throw to the shortstop at second for 1, and he will hold on to it. Run scores from third. Johnson, 10-0. So this is a nugget I'll want to try and dig up. When was the last time the Blue Sox had 10 runs by the end of the second inning? Did we do that at all last year? Yeah. Speaking of Danny Graham, I feel like we are going to have to go back to the Danny Graham, Ross Curley days for numbers like that. I feel like we must have done it at least once in 2017 when I'll see if I can take a look. Anyway, here's Dom. Got another Dom bomb in you? Takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 and 1 or 0 and 2? I thought the first pitch was a ball. Fouled off. Well, if it wasn't 2 strikes before, it is now. Swing and a miss. Strike three, and that does it for the bottom of the second. Another 5 spot for the Blue Sox. They're up 10-0 through 2. All right, so while we wait for the top of the third, I'm going to try and do some digging on Blue Sox offensive output. That one. All right, well, take a pause on our scavenger hunt. Well, I will say this, though. In 2021, in a game against Melrose on June 8th, the Blue Sox put up 9 in the second alone, but they had nothing the first, so it was 9-0 after 2 in that game against the Americans again. That was back on June 6th, rather. Did I say June 6th? Rather, June 8th, 2021. Count is 1-1 to the Chiefs leadoff hitter Juan Parra, struck out looking to begin the ball game. 10-0 Blue Sox on top. Parra with some hard contact to the left side for a base hit. First time the Chiefs have gotten the leadoff man aboard, and the right man you want to do that. You got Steve Mountain to climb. So Parra's aboard will begin the third, and here's Nate Witkowski. Had the first Chiefs hit with one out in the top of the first, and before that, Parra single. That was the only hit for the Chiefs so far. He swings and misses for strike one. So 2 singles and 2 walks so far for the Chiefs offense, but that's all. Outside, and the count will be 1-1. Parra with only 1 steal and 1 attempt this season, but historically, very fast runners. Witkowski drives this one deep to left, but that will stay in the ballpark and be hauled in by Zaire in front of the wall for out number 1. Good ride given by the veteran Witkowski, but 1 down. Here's my thought about Parra. In his career in the Intercity League between the Alabrandis and the Chiefs, he is 48 of 49 in steals, including 15 in 2022. He has fouled off for strike one to Andrew Caulfield. He has 209 stolen bases dating back to 2015 with the Alabrandis in the Yawkey League. Encompasses a number of amateur leagues in the Boston area. That includes the Yawkey League, the MSBL, and so on. 1-1 the count to Caulfield, who popped up to second his first time up. On the outside corner for strike two. Lope still out there, but a couple of arms warming behind him. Upstairs, it is 2-2. You may be up 10-0, but you never want to have to throw as many pitches as Lopes has had to throw so far tonight through 2 1/3. Are we over the 50 pitch mark at this point, Bruce? Or it'll be to the back and to the fence, and up to second on the wild pitch goes Para, uncontested. So runner in scoring position at a full count for Caulfield with Ryan Noon due up next. But yeah, just go back to the war of attrition comment I made. Will the Chiefs have any more success with whatever the next arm Rick DeAngelis trots out there is? This is a little dying quail into right, but a nice catch coming in by Alvarez for out number 2. Big hit, and now a nice defensive play to get the second out. Caulfield is 0 for 2. Ryan Noon at the plate is 56, the pitch count right now. For Lopes, as that's low for ball 1. Noon drew a walk back in the first, one of 2 walks surrendered so far by Lopes. 1-0 the count with Para at second after the leadoff single and wild pitch. To the fence for strike 1, 1-1. Runs inside, it'll be 2-1. Three and 1. So that'll be pitch number 60 through 2 2/3 for Lopes. I don't think we were necessarily expecting Lopes to try and go 7 innings, but maybe the end of his rope. This batter's it's fouled off on a Worthen Road. Full count. Batista on deck. Flare down the left field line, and that'll be a foul ball. Good bid by Zaire to try and run that one down, and let's also not forget that Zaire's got a cannon out there in the outfield, too, for an arm. With 2 outs, you're probably not getting par on that ball if it's fair. But a lot of other runners, Zaire will make you think twice. 3-2 again to Noon. Here it is. Runs inside for ball 4. First and second, 2 out for Batista. Rick DeAngelis. He's going to let Lopes try and get him. So Noon picks up his second walk. And it was first and second with 2 out with Batista at the plate last time, but he went down looking his first time as he takes strike 1 here. So Parra at second, Noon at first, and Batista fouls that one off. 0-2. Nothing Blue Sox here in the top of the third. Batista trying to get something in the run column for the Chiefs here. Takes high for ball 1. 5 runs in each of the first 2 innings for the Blue Sox. Lopes going from 0-2 to 2-2. Gotta be more aggressive with a 10-run lead, don't you? And now it's 3-2. What, 3 or 4 times at least at this point now. Lopes getting ahead of a batter 0-2 and then running it full. Parra and Noon will be in motion here. Again, told you about Batista's numbers last year. His power. Popped up, fouling out of play though. Mars will be off with his pitch again. High for ball 4 and the bases are loaded. Again, Lopes gets ahead of a batter 0-2 and then runs it to 3-2. Lets him off the hook there. Back-to-back walks. Bases loaded. 2 outs. And again, nothing's going to be solved as far as the Chiefs are concerned with one swing of the bat here, but Tejada can maybe breathe some life into the Chiefs' dugout, even with a base hit to bring home 1 or 2. Tejada struck out swinging his first time up in the second. I'm looking at Batista over here at first. I was trying to start running towards second already. As that is just high for ball 1. I mean, we talk about his, he's a 5-tool player. He's blowing bubble gum there. He's getting a running lead at first. It's unbelievable. As Tejada way too far out in front of that one. 1-1. Blue Sox with 5 in the first and 5 in the second. But the Chiefs trying to get on the scoreboard here and start a comeback with 2 outs, bases loaded. Top of the third, ball 2 as Corliss bluffed the throw to first. You can see Batista dancing off of first there like he's got to be somewhere. As this is driven deep to left center field. Back goes there. Got it. Just a bit too much underneath it. High drama, but the Chiefs get nothing. No runs, 1 hit, 3 left. And through 2.5, still 10-0 Blue Sox. So, again, still doing some digging for those numbers, but I'll just give you the sounds of the game before we... All right, we'll continue our scavenger hunt later. We go to the bottom of the third. Craig Corliss leading it off, to be followed by Brian Acosta and Dylan Walsh. Corliss flew out to center his first time up to end the bottom of the first. 1-1 the count now. Corliss with a slow roller to short. Witkowski on the first one down. Corliss is 0 for 2. Here is Acosta. Struck out swinging to begin the second. As that comes back to the inside corner for strike one. To Acosta, Diego Bravo back out there for the Chiefs on the mound. A little comebacker to Bravo, and he'll fire onto first. I don't know if that was going to go up the line away from Tejada for a moment, but 2 up, 2 down. So now Acosta is 0 for 2, and here is Dylan Walsh. And before Dylan Walsh gets a turn at bat, we're going to have a pitching change for the Chiefs. Looks like we got Jonathan Richard, I believe, out there for the Chiefs. 45. Yep, lefty, number 45 for the Chiefs. That would be Jonathan Richard. So Richard, in last season, only pitched in 2 games in the regular season for the Chiefs, was 0-1 in inning and a third, allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, both of which earned, walked 2. Struck out 3. One of those games was against the Lexington Blue Sox. It was all the way back on July 29th of last year. Just a third of an inning with 1 hit, 1 earned run, and a strikeout. Richard's Intercity League stats actually go all the way back to 2011 with the Mooney Dental Tanners, in which he pitched in 5 games, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 homer, 2 hit batsmen. He's also played for the Americans, the Somerville Thunder, the Somerville Royals in the ICL. He's also played for ADSL in the Park League, the Linfield Cardinals in the MABL. And this is a grounder up the old. Good effort to try and stop that one. Diving effort by the second baseman, Rodriguez. But be a 2-out single for Dylan Walsh to keep the line moving. Lineup turns over for Ernie Little. Little with a flare the other way, and that'll get down for a base hit. Walsh is on his way to third. Little will hold at first with a single. Parra was way over towards center for that ball, and luckily close enough to right field he could prevent Little from trying to stretch it into a double, but Ernie's 2 for 3 now, double a single before after that pop up to the catcher to begin the bottom of the first. And that'll be strike one called to Anderson Jimenez. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. RBI his last time up. And that is upstairs for ball one. Bottom of the third, and after the first two went quietly, first and third on back-to-back hits. Jimenez doesn't get the call there. He does get the call there, rather. Richard doesn't get the call. Look good. 2-1. In the dirt. 3-1, and a good block there by the catcher, Noon. Remember, a wild pitch is how Jimenez scored the Blue Sox first run. That'll be taken on the inside corner to fill the count, so Little will be off with his next pitch. Bottom of the third, 10-0 Blue Sox. Richard delivers. Down low, ball 4, bases loaded. Guess who's coming? Julian Alvarez. Walk his first time up. 3-run home run last time. Takes ball 1. Going the other way to right. Parra's camping under it, and he makes the catch. And that'll do it for the bottom of the third. The Blue Sox come away with nothing for the first time tonight. Leave the bases loaded, but still up 10-0 through 3. Boy, with the way Jules has been hitting, these first 4 games. Lazy fly ball the other way. Easy catch for your right fielder. What do you do to get him to do that every time, right? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Say that again? Fritz in left, okay. All right, so some changes for the Blue Sox. We certainly expected a pitching change, and it is going to be Steve Bangs taking over on the mound for the Blue Sox. Defense in the rest of the field, we got Joe Auger now at first for Pat Casserly, and John Fritz is going into left for Dom Zare. Lopes goes the first 3, allows no runs, 2 hits, 4 walks rather, and strikes out 4. Bottom third of the order for the Chiefs due up here in the top of the 4th. Klein, Rodriguez, and Valdario against the new Blue Sox pitcher, Steve Bangs. Klein takes down and away for ball 1. walked his first time up and takes on the outside corner, strike one to even the count. Banks making his third appearance of the season, got the win on June 6th against Malden, going 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's not allowed to run this season. Those 2 hits he allowed against Malden are the only 2 hits he's allowed in 3 innings of work so far. Just missed the outside corner, did Bangs there, and it's 2-2. Again, I'm trying to, the Blue Sox up 10-0 after 2 innings. Trying to do some digging to see when the last time they had 10 runs through 2 innings was. Another foul off there by Klein. My guess is that would have been the 2017 season. One of the most prolific offensive seasons in Blue Sox history that is on the inside corner for strike 3 called. 1 up, 1 down as Klein goes down on the called 3rd strike. 5th strikeout now for Blue Sox pitching in the 3rd backwards K. Here is Jonathan Rodriguez, went down swinging his first time up. Back in the 2nd, and that is outside for ball 1. On the inside corner to make it 1-1. Swing and a miss. He's been spamming fastballs, some for a lot so far, but off-speed pitch, got a swing and miss. Grounder, slow roll to the right side. On to first. 2 up, 2 down. Here is Valdario. Fly out to center his first time up. Well, as I'm continuing to dig through the Blue Sox archives, it wasn't the first 2 innings, but back on July 28th, 2017 against the Somerville Royals, says outside for a ball, the Blue Sox and Royals were scoreless through an inning and a half. And then the Blue Sox scored 7 in the 2nd and 6 in the 3rd. Another grounder to second. Easy breezy 1-2-3-Z for Steve Bangs and the Blue Sox halfway home, 10-0. So just to finish that thought, Blue Sox scored 7 in the 2nd, 3 in the 6 in the 3rd against the Somerville Royals, July 28th, 2017. And looks like we got a new pitcher for the Chiefs. We have not scored 10 runs in the first 2 innings since 2006. Well, Ross Diet. I mean, go to a baseball game, you'll see something you've never seen before, right? That wasn't the only whooping the Blue Sox put on the Royals that year. A 13-1 win against them that season too. But it's kind of a funny series against the Royals in the semifinals that year because they were down 2-0 in game 1 of that series going into the bottom of the 5th, and then got 1 in the bottom of the 5th and 2 in the bottom of the 6th to come away with a 3-2 win. And then they breezed through the next 2 games, 9-0 against the Royals in game 2, and then 11-4 win in game 3 for the sweep. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to DJ Johnson. I'm just getting confirmation on the new pitcher for the Chiefs. I believe I heard Ross Dyer, but I'm not sure. Johnson 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. 2-1. Is it Dyer? Yeah, I've got him. This is first game of the season. Okay. Yeah, he's on the roster. He's not 3-1 the count anyway, so. Efficiency. Called strike, full count. You just wish you didn't leave the bases loaded last inning. Ball 4, and TJ draws his second straight walk. Mrs. Wojcicki in the chat. Haven't heard from her. Maybe she's busy. I don't know. She was late to a game earlier this season because of a meeting. Ball 1 to Austin Maisel. Walk, a run scored, and a single to his credit so far. So Bruce, you said we have not scored 10 runs in the first 2 innings before. You said. Okay, well, again, first time for everything. Mentioned the 13 runs across 2 innings. Now throwback to first, and Johnson nearly caught napping, but I meant the 13 runs in the second and third innings in that game against Somerville back in 2017. But going back all these years, and as Johnson goes to second, a little inside-out swing, and unable to come up with it is the second baseman Rodriguez, and both Blue Sox runners are going to take advantage of this and take an extra base. I feel like you give Maisel an infield single, but then an E4 allows him to advance, or all right. So second and third, nobody out, and that goes to the backstop, but no advance by the runners. Ball 1 to Joe Auger. Oh, okay. What do you got? Joe Auger making, again, his first at-bat of the game. 2-0. 2-1. I'm sorry, you say 2013 or? Three and 1 to Joe. Thing about looking at those archived Blue Sox results, you look at all the high-scoring games they had over the years. That's fouled off, full count. But you realize that those were the kind of games where the Blue Sox piled on those runs to get to those gaudy numbers later in the game, like as the game progressed. And, the whole war of attrition thing is a thing in that regard, and the Blue Sox have demonstrated that. But this time they get to them early, and now the bases are loaded. Auger draws the walk. Bases loaded, nobody out. John Fritz at the plate. Breaking ball misses the inside corner for ball one. So before that walk, Auger was 0 for 2 on the season, and actually that's the first time he's reached base this season. It's now 2-0. And Fritz entering play, looking for his first hit, but does have a walk to his credit. An swing foul over the Chiefs' dugout. The count is 2-1. Still nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. The base is loaded. Walk by Johnson, single by Maisel. Error allows Johnson to get to third, Maisel to second. Auger walks, 2-1 to Fritz. Fouled off again, 2-2. Craig Corliss due up next. Bases full of Blue Sox. And full count. Already had a grand slam by Dom Zare back in the first. And a 3-run piece by Julian Alvarez. A lot of history offensively tonight for the Blue Sox. Longtime Blue Sox fans think they're capable of making more history. Well, yeah, they did. Looking for more. Liner to the left side, through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Everyone else will go station to station. 11-0 as John Fritz picks up the RBI single. Forgot that my backspace key is still not currently functional after the bath last Saturday. Maisel to third, Auger to second. Here's Corliss trying to get on base for the first time tonight. 0 for 2 with a fly to center. And a ground out to short. Just up and in for ball one. So Johnson's now scored 3 runs this game. Oh! Good Lord. Sounds like he got shot. God. It sounded like it hit his bat, but it hit him. His elbow guard. I was going to say, 12-0 for what it's worth. Good Lord. For Acosta. Yep. Okay, so Corliss gets a board. Gets an RBI out of it. Maisel scores. 12-0. Corliss got hit by a pitch on opening night against the Bulldogs. Didn't it make a similar sound that night, too? It was also his elbow guard. Am I think Oh no, you know what I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of a Mad Dogs. Well, it was a hitter in the game against the Mad Dogs last week where there's a similar sound. But that, anyways, I'll have to go back on. I can't do it right now. But anyways, ball one, Nate Wolf. Pinch hitting for Brian Acosta. 1-1. 12 runs on 9 hits so far for the Blue Sox. And a 3-1 count to Nate Wolf. And the merry-go-round continues as Auger comes in. Fritz to third, Corliss to second. Wolf picks up the walk and the ribby. Still nobody out. In the inning. And that's going to do it for Ross Dyer. Dyer, already the fourth pitcher of the game for the Chiefs. Now they're going to go on to, ladies and gentlemen, it's pitcher number 5. Looks like it's going to be A.J. Rourke. Rourke is making his 4th appearance of the season. 1-0 with 1 save, has not allowed a run this season in 4 innings, has allowed 3 hits and 1 walk while striking out 2. Got the save 3 nights ago against Melrose. 1 walk, no runs, no hits, no strikeouts. Got the win against the Lexington Bulldogs back on June 7th, going 2 innings, allowing 3 hits, but again, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Last year for the Chiefs, Rourke pitched in 6 games and was 0-1-1 with a 4.04 ERA, 8 2/3 innings, allowed 12 hits, 10 runs, 5 which are earned, walked 6, struck out 10, surrendered 1 home run. Pitched in 2 games against the Blue Sox last season. Through 2 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Strike 1 to Dylan Walsh. And he hits this one into left center field, and this will be caught on the run. Tagging from third is Fritz, and he will score standing up. And there's the extra point, 14-0. Ernie Little to the plate for the 4th time tonight. 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Runs scored, and RBI. Excuse me. I got it's Jimenez. RBI. My mistake, but. 0-1 the count to Ernie. Check swing upstairs. 1-1. Ernie Little into left center field and a diving. No, he did not get it. Great effort by the center fielder, Voldario, but this is going to score at least one. It's a double for Ernie Little, his second double of the ball game. Run scores 15-0. So Little picks up his second double of the game and his third hit. And now he's got an RBI. Second and third, one out, strike one to Anderson. Jimenez 2 for 2, 2 singles, a walk, fouls that one off. 2 runs scored, RBI. This is officially the Blue Sox highest scoring game against the Chiefs, regular or postseason. Well, right, but regardless, it's 16-0. It's a wild pitch. Brings in Wolf. This is absurd. Stop it. Second double for Ernie, yes. Pop up to second, 2 down. Anderson is retired for the first time tonight. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Julian. Swing and a miss by Harrison Tucker for strike one. Tucker making his season debut for the Blue Sox. Playing a little bit last year. That gets down in front of Voldario. Base hit for Tucker. Run scores, and there's the field goal. It's 17-0. As I was trying to say before the hit parade continued, this is the highest scoring game for the Blue Sox against the Chiefs since 2006, and previous high was 12. I mean, No, it's not DJ. 1 second. 12. Gotcha. Aiden Driscoll pinch hitting for DJ. Driscoll making his Blue Sox debut here, pinch hitting for DJ Johnson. Comes up empty. I know I'm a little behind on the score bug, folks, with the bases and everything, but I don't have to tell you, it's just, I will be honest, it's a foul ball, just barely. I'll be honest. Yeah, I've seen, having been with the Blue Sox for the better part of for more than a decade and a half now, I never thought I'd ever see a 17-0 score by the Blue Sox hung on the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to want revenge next time out. Time these teams play next week. 2-2 now to Driscoll. You get a hit, and you get a hit, and you get a hit. Everybody gets a hit. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for the bottom of the 4th. If you like 5 in the 1st and 5 in the 2nd, how about 7 more here in the bottom of the 4th? 2 touchdowns and a field goal. We go to the top of the 5th. 17-0. Still got Bangs out there for the 5th. Told Teddy Juba before the game, see in the chat, he might be occupied on vacation right now, and boy, rough night for the Chiefs to say the least. Like, imagine the 12 run, the previous high for the Blue Sox in the game since 2006 against the Chiefs was 12. They almost exceeded that in the first 2 innings tonight. That's strike 1 from Bangs, and honestly should have exceeded it in the 3rd when they got the bases loaded with 2 outs and Alvarez at the plate, but he flew out to right. Boy, all the times to get Alvarez in that. Alvarez to not, crank one. Against the lefty, no less, and Richard. 1-2. I got to play catch up with the changes for the Chiefs. It's a ground ball off the end of the bat the other way, and he beat it out. Joe Bova picks up the infield single. Bova, playing in only his 2nd game of the season, was 2 for 3 against Malden on June 10th, and now picks up another base hit here. Para, yep. John Whitson at the bat for Andre, pinch hitting for Nate Witkowski. John is 0 for 3 this season with a run scored in 3 games played so far. One and one the count to Whitson. You're just tuning in. That is not a typo. This is not a football game. It is 17-0 Blue Sox. Bova at first after the infield single. Outside for ball 2, 2-2 to John Whitson. Bova pinch hitting for Para. Picks up the leadoff infield single. Whitman pinch hitting for Whitson, pinch hitting for Witkowski, is now a full count, 3-2. And Andrew Caulfield is in the on deck circle right now for the Chiefs. It looks like he's going to take his turn at bat unless something changes at the last minute. Slow roller to second, on to first for the out, 4-3. Up to second goes Bova. Runner in scoring position, 1 down. Nate, looks like, is that Nate Wolf out there at first? Okay. So Bobby Hardy is now in center field. That is outside for ball one to Caulfield. 0 for 2 of the pop up to second, fly out to right. Is that Wolf at first? Okay. So Wolf after pinch hitting for the extra hitter Acosta, as Caulfield drives this one to deep center field, and that is gone. A 2-run home run for Andrew Caulfield, and Andre finally on the board, but a long ways to go. 17-2. So Caulfield gets his first hit of the ball game. And he's got his second home run and 9th and 10th ribbies of the season. Downstairs for ball one to Ryan Noon, who has 2 walks to his name tonight. Little grounder the other way. Barehanded at 30. Got him. Great play at third by Dylan Walsh. 2 down. Shake off the home run, huh? I know, right off the bat, looked like something that could have been a easy, quick single for Noon to try and keep the rally going, but Walsh coming in and barehanding that one. Batista is quickly behind, 0-2 now. Walked his last time up, struck out looking his first time up to end the first. Just missed the outside corner, 1-2. Crowded. Not so much in the hits column, though. Just missed, 2-2. Fighting it off is Batista. Fouls it the other way. Remains 2-2. On a line to left center field, and that one will bounce towards the wall. Batista is on his way to second, and he's got a 2-out double. Luis Tejada will come to the plate. I mean, to be fair, we've had, had lower scoring games that have taken even longer. One and 0 the count to Tejada. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to left. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Just below the knees. 2-1 to Tejada. $19. 18. 18, yeah. Yep, got the score of the last game reversed. Yep. 11 in the first game. 11 in the first game against the Bulldogs. 5 against the Mad Dogs, 2 against the Bulldogs. The other night, 18 runs in the first 3 games. The Blue Sox have 17 through 4 innings tonight against the Andre Chiefs. That's the thing that stands out to me, though. That's going to stand out to me the most about this game is that we put 17 on the Chiefs. Excuse me, swing, but he went around, and that is strike 3 to retire the side. The Chiefs do get on the board thanks to the second home run of the season for Andrew Caulfield. But it is still 17-2 Blue Sox. Is Auger the extra hitter in the lineup, or where is he in the field? And Wolf is at first. Yep. And we're going to have, due up right now is Bobby Hardy, Joe Auger, and John Fritz. Hardy took over defensively in the top half of this inning for Austin Maisel, and will finish his night 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. So Bobby Hardy to lead things off in his second game of the season for the Blue Sox. 0 for 1 with a strikeout against the Bulldogs on opening night. Fouls that one off for strike 1. Bottom of the 5th, 17-2. That bounces to the plate. A.J. Rourke back out there on the mound for the Chiefs as Hardy fouls that one off. Foul the other way again. "17 runs for the Blue Sox, tied for the second most runs they've ever scored in New York City in a regular season game since 2006. So Hardy goes down on strikes. And here is Joe Auger for his second turn at the plate. Walked and scored last time. To the left side, nice diving stop at third on to first. Great play by Chris Klein for out number 2. So we saw Walsh flash the leather over at the hot corner earlier, and now it's Klein's turn for out number 2. Here's John Fritz, singled and scored last time. Also picked up an RBI. Wells, that's in there for strike one. And the top of the sixth, Klein, Rodriguez, and Valdario are due up. For the Chiefs, 0-2 the count. One and two. 2-2 as that sweeps outside. Popped up into center field, and I'll be caught. 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Sox offense. First time they've been set down in order tonight. Even the one inning before that, they didn't score. Chiefs had to work for it. Through 5 complete, 17-2. Blue Sox on top, and we'll the changes to you in just a moment.
Justin Wells. Augers, no catching. Anthony Piscatello is in Corliss' spot playing second base. Little was now.
This Justin Wells, I assume.
That's what I said.
All right, new pitcher. I think it's Blue Sox debut. Whoop, I just realized I'm still in the end. You don't need my stupid in stereo. Justin Wells taking over the man for the Blue Sox. Native of Stoughton, Mass, left-hander to BC High. Played for finishes junior year with the Jumbos at Tufts. And that's in there. For strike one. Chris Klein coming off a nice defensive play there in the bottom of the fifth to rob Joe Auger of a base hit. Outside for ball one. So Wells is the new pitcher. Other changes. Joe Auger is moved from the EH slot to behind the plate. Anthony Piscatello is now at second in Craig Corliss' spot in the batting order, and Piscatello will lead off the bottom of the sixth, so that's fouled off for strike two. And Ernie Little has moved from the second base slot from second base to the EH slot. So the defense right now for the Blue Sox, I believe that's still Jimenez at short. So 1 second, we'll do it after Wells' next pitch. Down in for ball two. So the defense right now, left to right in the outfield for the Blue Sox is Fritz, Hardy, and Tucker. Third to first, Walsh, Jimenez, Piscatello, and Wolf. And Auger catching Wells. Excuse me, swing, and that is, didn't think he even made contact, but the tag is applied, and Klein is down for out number 1. Here is Jonathan Rodriguez, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to second. I will say this, though. The Chiefs, they're fall behind 17-0. It's so easy and so tempting to just mail in your chances at the plate and in the field the rest of the way when you fall behind by that much. But that is absolutely not what a Chuck Andre team does. Obviously, Chuck not the field manager anymore for the Chiefs, but that culture permeates up and down the club as Rodriguez strokes this one into deep center field, and that'll bounce off the fence. He's on his way to second, and he'll get there with a double. Case in point. Stuff still counts for your stats. And as a batter, you don't want the opposing team to look at your stats, look at your scouting report and say, hey, we can pitch him this way in this situation, I didn't hear no bell. Down and in for ball 1 to Nick Valdario, fly out to center, ground out to second. I mean, even in the 7-run fourth, Valdario was giving it his all in the outfield to just try and, do what he can to keep the Blue Sox within reach, but sometimes just not meant to be. But you show that effort even in a lopsided game like this, and it will do wonders for your confidence, your team's confidence, your coach's confidence in you. Getting some valuable playing time, as is a little flare into shallow center for a base hit out of the reach of the second baseman Piscatello. Holding at third is Rodriguez. So first and third now, 1 out. And again, even falling behind 17-0 after 4 innings, the Chiefs didn't mail it in the top of the 5th. Bova and a leadoff single, and then Caulfield smacked a 2-run shot. Again, stuff still counts. First and third. Bova takes down and away, ball 1. Single run scored for Bova after Parra was 1 for 2 at the top of the lineup to begin the game. Grounder to the left side. Good effort by Jimenez, but wasn't going to get Bova, so that should be an infield single and RBI. Rodriguez scores. It is 17-3. Valdario at second. Bova at first. John Whitson to the plate for the second time. Grounded out to second his first time up, and even that was a productive out, as he was able to get Bova into scoring position. Put away 1-0. So, if you're a younger player watching this game, take notes on what the Chiefs are doing here. They fall behind 17-0, and they're still fighting. They're still clawing. It ain't over till it's over. Play to the last out. fouled off. The count will be 1-2. So good start by Wells getting Klein to strike out, but now 3 consecutive hits. Double by Rodriguez, singles by Valdario and Bova. First and second, 1 out. Remember here, just a ground ball from getting out of this, and with with first base occupied, that is a strikeout regardless. So Whitson is not going to reach. 2 down. But look who's coming up. Caulfield for the 4th time. And by the time he came up last inning, he was 0 for 2, and the Blue Sox were up 17-0, but he smacked a 2-run home run. He's got for an encore against a lefty, no less. Swing and a miss, 0-1. The bottom of the 6th, it's Piscatello, Wolf, and Walsh due up for the Blue Sox. 8, 9, and 10 hitters. 0-2. I do appreciate this game not having too much drama to it, though. Kind of working with a little bit of a sore throat tonight. Don't have to do commentary for a couple more days after this, though, thankfully. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Andrew Caulfield, as the side is retired, and Wells, despite allowing the 1 run on 3 hits, does pick up 3 strikeouts in his first inning of work in a Blue Sox uniform. We're through 5 1/2, 17-3. New pitcher for the Chiefs is Adam Johnson, another veteran who's played in a few leagues over the last decade around Boston, as that's on the outside corner for strike 1 to Anthony Piscatello, getting his first at-bat of the ball game. And that'll be low for ball 1. Piscatello comes up empty there. And just able to foul that one off. Stays alive at 1-2. Piscatello is hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance as a Blue Sox on opening night against the Bulldogs. And that bounces to the plate for ball 2. You know what they say, if your OPS is 1,000, you might win the MVP. That's exactly what his OPS is right now. And that changes there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. You can get it back up there. It's not that hard. How hard can it be, right? 1 down. Nate Wolf to the plate. Second time. Walked and scored his first time up. Again, I'm going to give you the numbers on Adam Johnson, as that is in there for strike 1. Johnson's a two-way player. Has been for much of the last decade. Leagues he's pitched in. Previous Intercity League experience includes the Somerville Thunder and the Somerville Royals. He is now in his 3rd season with the Chiefs. 0-2 the count. His career pitching, dating back to 2014 with the Reading Braves of the NSBL. This also includes the MABL and the Intercity League. Nice haul there at first for out number 2. Tejada steps on the bag himself. Bring up Dylan Walsh, and we're going to have a conference. We're going to have a pitching change, though. We might. Now, as Johnson's numbers as a pitcher, dating back to 2014 in the MABL, Intercity League, and NSBL, 3.71 ERA in 16 games, 34 innings, 1-3 with 3 saves, 37 hits, 28 runs. 18 which are earned, walked 15, struck out 16, surrendered 5 home runs. So no pitching change. This is Johnson's first pitching appearance of the season. 1-0 the count to Walsh. It's 1 for 1. Hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Singled in the third, and a sac fly and RBI in the fourth. Comes up empty there. The count will be 2-1. In the top of the 7th, the middle third of the Chiefs' order is due up. Right now that is Noon, Batista, and Tejada. Any changes. 3-1 the count now to Walsh. Ball 4. No 1-2-3 inning this time. They're on 1-2-3. 5th for the Blue Sox offense. Snaps a string of 6 consecutive batters retired by Chiefs pitching. It says upstairs for ball 1 to the newly christened extra hitter, Ernie Little. His 5th plate appearance of the game, and he fouls that one off to even the count on 1. He's working on a 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. This includes a run scored, RBI. Flares that one the other way. That's going to go well foul. 1-2. So Ernie's got 3 hits. Anderson Jimenez, 2 hits and a walk. Alvarez had a walk and a 3-run Johnson on his night. DJ, 3 runs scored. 2-2. Mazel, 2 hits, 2 runs scored. 2 walk for 1 run scored for Casserly, and that hits Ernie Little. So Walsh up to second. Little aboard for the 4th time. First and second for Jimenez. 2 for 3, 2 singles, RBI, runs scored. Walk and a pop up to second as he takes strike one. 0-1 the count to Jimenez. Grounder up the middle and through for a base hit. And everyone's going to go station to station. Third single of the game for Jimenez. Walsh to third, a little to second. Harrison Tucker getting another turn at bat. Comes up empty. Ball squirts away from the catcher in just a moment, but no advance by the runners. Strike one. Tucker picking up a base hit his last time. That skips to backstop, but ricochets right back to Noon for ball one. Again, no advance by the runners. 1-1 the count. Bases full, Blue Sox. First two retired, then walk, hit by pitch single. That is fouled off, and the count will be 1-2. Tucker didn't make contact there. I think that would have been a little more likely to get Walsh home than the first two. Upstairs. Two and two the count. Upstairs, full count. Aiden Driscoll is due up next. Popped up. And it lands behind Johnson, trying to reach behind him to haul that one in, and we'll do it again. It's curling back towards the fence. Thought might just barely get over and out of play, and then all of a sudden, possible play there for Noon and Johnson, but neither of them could haul it in. 3-2 once again. Upstairs, ball four. Tucker picks up the walk. Picks up an RBI. Blue Sox lead 18-3. Inside corner for strike one to Aiden Driscoll. This is the third time the Blue Sox have scored 18 runs in a regular season ICL game since 2006. 1-2 the count now as that one is fouled off. I believe the most I've ever seen the Blue Sox ever score in one game was the 21 against the Medford Americans in the playoffs all those years ago. Well, that'll get into left field for a base hit and bring home run number 19. That's a franchise regular season high. Again, go to a baseball game and see something you've never seen before. Blue Sox set a franchise high for runs in a game since 2006 with that 19th run as Driscoll picks up the single in the RBI. And now Bobby Hardy takes strike one. Oh and 2 to Hardy, who struck out swinging his first time up in the fifth. Now Jimenez at third, Tucker at second, Driscoll at first. 1-2 the count. 2-2. Full count. Two dimes. 20-3. Wow. This is just, I mean, wow. So pitching change, and Andrew Caulfield is now going to take the mound. Wild, man. 20-3. Just need to let you all know, I didn't think we were going to see another 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th after first 2 were retired pretty easily, but the lights are scheduled to go off here at center field at 10:45. Needless to say, this is an official game, but it's going back into the Intercity League archives. So this is going to take you back to August 18th, 2009. It was the Intercity League semifinals between the Lexington Blue Sox and the Medford Americans. And the Blue Sox won that game 21-1. And that was the clincher for the semifinals for the Blue Sox. And needless to say, we did not broadcast that game. I was only doing PA for that game. But that was a game which the Blue Sox, they're across the board on the line scores that swung on and missed for strike 1 by Joe Auger. And I do appreciate the Chiefs living it up with Caulfield on the mound here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Woo! Love it. Auger ran out to third his last time up. Give it to him. He deserves it. He deserves it. Well, the Blue Sox are not going to match that 21 against Medford 14 years ago, but they do have 20, and we are through 6 complete. It's not a typo. 20-3, Blue Sox over the Chiefs. Closing time. This is amazing. So, but to go back to that game against the Americans, 21-1. It was actually the second. It was the second game, the second win of the day for the Blue Sox against the Americans in that playoff series. There was a conclusion of a suspended game. The Blue Sox come out and win this one, 21-1. The line score for the Blue Sox: 2 in the first, 3 in the third, 5 in the fourth, 6 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth. Only run the Americans got was in the top of the sixth. And look at the box score. I mean, it is a who's who of Blue Sox offensive greats. Pete Frates 2 for 4 with 4 runs scored. Ross Curley 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Dan Graham 3 for 3 with 5 runs, 2 ribbies, 2 walks. Matt McAvoy 0 for 1 but scores 2 runs. Anthony Costa takes over in his slot, goes 1 for 2 with a run scored in RBI. Pete, Anthony Kosha rather. Pete, Danny, Anthony Kosha, Steve Gaff, Dan Haw, and Anthony Santos all had doubles, and Pete and Sean McElroy had home runs. Pete with an RBI, Danny with 2, Steve Gaff with 3 ribbies. Sean McElroy, Jeff Nolette, and Tommy Haw all had 2 ribbies. Danny Graham even had a stolen base in that game. And Drew Brzezowski got the win in that game. The Brick House went 6 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run with 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. That was the 21-1 victory for the Blue Sox over the Medford Americans in the Interstate League semifinals in 2009, the last time they scored 20 runs in a game. Is that Aiden? Yeah, it is Aiden Freeberg, it looks like. So 1-1 the count. Aiden Freeberg, WPI man, as and it'll be strike 2 to Ryan Noon as he fouls that one off. Noon 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Freeberg also customizes cleats and sneakers for people. He's seen some of his work on Instagram. It's pretty cool stuff that he does with people's cleats and sneakers, however they want him to touch them up or whatever. 20-3. And it's 20-3, but again, it's not like the Chiefs are rolling over here. They are, fighting to the very end. Sometimes you can fight to the very end. It's just not meant to be. But got to show that spirit, when maybe there isn't a 17-run differential and the outcome is, possibly still within your reach. Fouled off again, and to my point, battle here by Noon. Leading off the top of the 7th, your team down, your final 3 outs, you're down 17, you're still fighting. Again, young players, take note of what the Chiefs are doing this game, even in the face of monumental adversity. Swing and a miss, though. 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Here is John Batista. Has not a Batista bump tonight, but did have a nice double his last time up. And he takes strike 1. No Batista bomb, but did watch a Dom bomb go over his head in left earlier this game, which was Dom Zare's first career regular season home run with the Blue Sox, as that's fouled off to make it strike 2. And also his first career Grand Slam regular or postseason with the Blue Sox. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, John Batista. And Luis Tejada. For the Blue Sox or of all the Intercity League? Okay. Since 2006, obviously, but yeah. So yeah. might as well be Must be lost to time like Atlantis or whatever. That was ever real. Swing and a miss, strike one for Tejada. He's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Fouled off, and the Chiefs down to their final strike. A history-making performance for the Blue Sox offense tonight. Wow. Yeah, that's another thing is Tejada grounds this one up the middle for a base hit. I mean, after the loss to the Bulldogs, you'd hate to be the Mad Dogs and, run into a mad Blue Sox offense, but the rainout happened, and now the Blue Sox, the Chiefs have to, be the unfortunate souls running into an angry Blue Sox lineup. Team you figure you're going to be battling for playoff position a lot more than you would the Mad Dogs. Certainly the case as it is in the standings right now is the Mad Dogs are still winless. Entering play tonight as that's outside for ball one. Chris Klein up to the plate. But you wonder how much of a difference, the fact that the Blue Sox got this blowout win over the Chiefs rather than the Mad Dogs, how much of a difference that could make at the end of the season. So that's through to the left side for a base hit. The Blue Sox certainly not mailing it in at the plate or in the field. A good diving effort at third by Walsh. First and second, nobody, 2 outs after the first 2 were retired on strikeouts. Here is Rodriguez, who fouls this one off for strike one. Does Bangs get the win or does Lopes? Gotcha. I fair. Just want to make sure. In the dirt for ball one, so Steve Bangs is in line for the win. The loss would go to Christian Rosati. One and one the count. Slow grounder to third. Fire on to first. Safe. Oh, another great effort by Walsh. Already saw him make a barehanded play earlier to get it out. Finally should have gotten Rodriguez there. That was a bang-bang play. But bases loaded now. 3 consecutive singles after the first 2 batters of the inning were struck out. Oh, boy. One and 0 the count to Nick Valdario. 1 for 3. The single his last time up was also flown out to center and grounded out to second. Check swing, and it's a strike. 1 and 1. The snack bar will be closing in 10 minutes. Robert Peterson, pick up your free pizza. 7 minutes, I guess. Tejada at third, Klein at second, Rodriguez at first. Little slow roller to short to second for the force. It is the second largest margin of victory for the Blue Sox in a regular season game. It is the most runs they've scored in a regular season game since 2006. And they do it against their arch rivals, the Andre Chiefs, and go to 3-1. The Chiefs go to 5-2 by points. The Chiefs are still atop the ICL standings, but the Blue Sox with a big win against the Chiefs. And again, 20-3 win against the Chiefs rather than the Mad Dogs, coming off that tough loss to the Bulldogs on Tuesday night. How pivotal will that be in the long run? We'll see. 20 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Blue Sox. 3 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Chiefs. The win goes to Steve Bangs. The loss goes to Christian Rosati. Time of the game, 2 hours, 34 minutes. The Blue Sox hang a 20 spot in a regular season game for the first time. And they do it against the Chiefs. And now they get the weekend off before they're back at work Monday night. They got a couple of games in, well, actually, guess who they got Monday night? The Chiefs in Maplewood. So that's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Well, the Blue Sox have the Blue Sox, unleash their frustrations on the Chiefs. Will the Chiefs return kind on Monday night? We'll find out. So thanks for watching this presentation of Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, BlueSox_ICL. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 20 and the Andre Chiefs 3.